Good morning. My name is Angela Fagg with Messengers of Truth. Today is June 9th, 2026 at approximately 9 a.m. in the morning. It's probably 8:45 or something a.m. in the morning. Anyways, so last week I took a break because I had a lot to process. And when you have a lot to process, you really should just wait and process it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got to go through it. A lot has happened in the last 2 weeks. My last video did not come out right. Hopefully everything stays together this time. It was a half an hour video that with all the roundy rounds went like 3 minutes and 31 seconds. So half of the stuff I said didn't even get said. There's a lot going on in the world, and I hesitate to say anything because sometimes I think, is there even a point to any of it? You know, like, is there a point to it? Do you really think that these people are going to listen to us? You say that people say we stop a lot of things. Well, I've been doing all kinds of stuff for years now. I don't just sit back idly. Today I'll call Brian Donald's office. And last week I called Governor DeSantis and what's the other guy? Oh, Rick Scott. Because they seem to think that it's okay to just keep dropping stuff on us, like the 32 million mosquitoes. But what people fail to understand, or maybe they understand it or they just don't know all the information, is they've been dropping mosquitoes, millions of them at a time, on Florida for decades now. This isn't anything new. This is just a new modified one. Okay? I'll tell you a little bit about what I said to DeSantis. I asked him if he was going to run for president. I didn't get to talk to him. And there's no point whatsoever to try to talk to the secretary there because they have no answers for you. So you just leave a message on the voicemail. And I asked him if he wanted to be president. If you're going to be president, maybe you should really think about what you're allowing to happen to the American people, to the Florida people. Because as of right now, you're going to allow 32 million more mosquitoes, genetically modified mosquitoes. You haven't stopped all the stratospheric injections. We see them every single day here. I don't care what part of Florida you're in, you're going to see them. Okay? Florida's my state. I don't know about your state. All I can tell you is about my state and some of the other things that I see on the news. But last week, usually I'm pretty glued to the news, and I just said, you know what, I just don't want to. I'm not going to. I need a break. My mind is, I don't even know how to explain it, dude, because, see, I see it differently, okay? Like this NDAA for 2027, the National Security Defense Package that Congress does. And everybody, and this isn't against any person or anything, I'm just telling you what I see. People are so worried about Netanyahu, but you're missing it. Because we only listen to partly. Trump said he is thinking about being the prime minister of Israel after America. So it would be in his best interest, Trump's best interest, to have the U.S. intelligence agencies under his belt while he was prime minister over there, because then, as it's set up, he can be prime minister there and leader here in America still. That's what it's saying in those. Everybody thinks it's Netanyahu, but it's not. Years ago when I made the video with Trump and Elon Musk, that was way before anybody even told you that they were talking. Okay? And I honestly did not understand what I was seeing. Like, how could Trump be arrested? How can his sons be arrested? They're supposed to be clean, right? And they were, supposedly, allegedly. But then we look, and now, everybody was mad about, excuse me, I got the burps, was mad about Nancy Pelosi and her, insider trading. And now the Trump family is insider trading all of it. They're building resorts, all these places, because he's the president of the United States of America. They're doing worse than what the Bidens did and the Clintons did. And I know buttholes are puckering right now. So how is it that we're not railing hard against Trump for all this stuff? I really thought, how is he going to, there's no way. And then I thought, well, maybe it was just that, when they arrested him and he got his little photo taken. Well, maybe it was just that what I saw, but it wasn't. I knew it then when I said it that it wasn't. And now you got all this insider trading. You got all kinds of stuff. He's setting up our government so he can control it from another country. And, nobody is seeing it that way. And I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying, let's look at what's in front of us. The man said that he wanted to be prime minister of Israel. He was looking into it. That's a little suspicious, don't you think? And then this Indian 8A comes out, and in section 224, it's all about how Israel's going to have control over everything. Didn't we throw a whole bunch of tea in the river because of Britain? Right? Didn't that happen? Is that how America was made? We started fighting against them. All the prisoners they sent here. There's a pattern. You see, this is what they do. They take over a place, then they send their prisoners there. And everybody thought it was brand new. Oh, the border's open. The border's open and all these countries are sending their prisoners here. No, they're being told to do that. Because that's how America was built to begin with. All the prisoners, indigent servants, slaves, okay, from Scotland and Israel and Africa and any other country they went to, and they sent them here to build America. So we act shocked when it's happening over and over again, right? It's because people don't know their history. So I'm telling you this because Trump is the one that will be the head of everything. Don't you see his board of peace? We keep saying, when someone says, or it doesn't even matter, they say, oh, well, Trump isn't that smart for this or that. Then why did you talk everybody into voting for him if he wasn't so smart to begin with? See, that doesn't seem logical to me because we all trusted in somebody who did X, Y, Z. Like, I'll tell you, when he did that tax cut back in, 2017, 2018, it helped, right? It helped all of us. We were able to get insurance again. We had extra money that we didn't have. And I'm talking a couple $100s on a paycheck is a lot of money. It's not, it's a grocery bill. Okay. And all this good stuff happened, but he leaves office. Biden comes back in. He changes everything. IRS is taking money out of my husband's paychecks now. And I bet you're like, what? For what? Did he not pay the IRS? It's for not having insurance. So, because we didn't have insurance, now we have to pay thousands of dollars. It's going to take 18 months, or was it 18 weeks? Anyways, they're taking out almost $250 a week for not having health insurance. Why would I want to have their health insurance anyways? It hasn't gotten me anywhere. And I'll tell you this, it sure hasn't helped me with my asthma. and never did. It's only, they want me to get on all kinds of medications, and I absolutely refuse to. And I'm still going to smoke cigarettes, and I'm still going to do what I like to do. You know, I quit drinking, and I like to do that. It was a good escape. I could take a little vacation and not even have to leave the house. People say, well, everybody has to change. Well, how much do you want a person to change until they're not themselves anymore? Because I'll tell you this. God knows each and every one of us on an individual level, okay? And he knows how we're going to react to things. He knows how it feels deep down inside of us. So why is it that everybody expects us to change? Oh, well, Jesus said that you had to leave all stuff behind and you had to follow him. He didn't say change your personality. He didn't say change who you are. He picked those people because of who they were. Mary, she was living in the slums. She had all kinds of demons inside of her. And he picked her and he made her better. And she changed on her own. As in, she didn't change her personality. She stayed who she was, and she took knowledge in from Jesus more than the other disciples. But, you know, the church fathers, right? They decided back then even women weren't allowed to have a voice. You understand that, right? Does anybody get that? That women weren't allowed to have a voice back then? I know. Some little pansy is going to say something like, well, men were getting hurt too. Hey, let your balls drop, pussy, and realize that you're a man and you're stronger than women. Even though they told you that you weren't, you are. Okay, so stop being a pansy. There's nothing more irritating in the whole entire world than to hear a man, one, belittle a woman constantly. I know all about that because I go through it on a regular basis. Okay? But two, to sit there and act like a victim because of something that happened hundreds of years ago. I'm not a victim. I am telling you what happened and what is still happening and what people want to happen now. Other men. Now, saying that doesn't mean that I'm against men. It just, I'm pointing out and there's women involved too, that want to put women back underneath the thumb to where they don't feel like they can do anything. And the thing of it is women have the greatest job in the world, and that is to have children and to take care of them. And we have been brainwashed into thinking that it's more important to have a career than it is to raise your children. Well, it's not. It's not more important. Because I'll tell you this right now, my mom would have loved to be home with us more often. She'd have put the hammer down. She didn't play no games. But that's what we see today. We see people just playing games with other people's lives. And we're supposed to be okay with it. We turn a blind eye, right? Turn the other cheek so you can smack me on that one too, right? The church fathers are the ones that put these books together in the point of manipulation to control the people, because you would get murdered if you even mentioned the name of God without being a priest of the Catholic Church. You should really think about that. And then all the stuff that happened for thousands of years after that. Right? And we're not supposed to go backwards, but we're not supposed to look at it. We're supposed to just be like, hey, it's okay. It's okay that there's 500 different kinds of Christianity. It's okay. It's okay. Say, well, Gnostics, they're not for Jesus. Their whole writing. You know, my point being is, There's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Okay? What does that mean, Angela? It means that there's too many people trying to tell everybody what to do and not enough people sitting back and listening and thinking, well, maybe we should do it that way. We have allowed our country to be completely taken from us. And this stuff is going to go through. I'm trying to I should have wrote stuff down, but I just figured, we're just going to go by the seat of our pants because that's the way I do it anyways. Because I don't want to be making up things or having to, I'm just going to go with what I'm thinking at that moment because that's how I do it. So, 224, Section 224 of the 2027 NDAA will go through. Even if they try to make it seem like, oh, well, we're going to take X, Y, and Z out, it'll be somewhere else. It'll be somewhere else. None of these people, and what I mean is the elites, okay? Is that what we call them? They don't give a shit about the person working at McDonald's. They don't care about the plumber doing their plumbing. They don't care about the person making their food. They just want it now. They're spoiled little bitches is what they are. So let's get to it. So she's already escaped years ago, the AI that they say they invented. Allegedly. They didn't invent anything. They discovered it, okay? Because there's nothing new under the sun, right? As people repeat this over and over again, there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. Then, is AI new? No, it's not. It was discovered. Oh, she's wrong and Trump doesn't want to be the president or the king of the whole world. Yes, he does, dude. Yes, he does. Do you not see how big that son of a bitch's ego is? And did he really take any of those vaccines? Because you notice everybody else did it on camera except for him. It's quite interesting, huh? A lot of questions that are unanswered. A lot of things that are going on unanswered. Earthquake right in the Gulf yesterday. No, didn't feel it. Slept right through it. Take a nap at that time. They said it was around 2 o'clock. I do not think that I felt anything. Matter of fact, I was so sick of hearing about it on the local news. Like, that's all they talked about. Like, there's nothing else going on. The Jareds was robbed, and then there was a car accident outside of where it was robbed out. They never reported. They just said, oh, well, we'll let you know later. We don't know anything right now. So why didn't you go over to the Jareds and show everybody that place has got police tape all over it? You didn't show that. Maybe they'll show it today. Probably not. You got screw worms eating up the cows in Texas. It's coming in from the foreign places. They're setting us up to lose. They want all of us sick and dying because they made a mistake 250 years ago, right? Or 300 years ago. They made a mistake. You see, they took all the prisoners and the ones that they thought were stupid and they brought them to America. And then they noticed after America was taken from them that was just a dumb idea. That they shouldn't have let these people that far away get away with what they got away with. So they've been trying to break down America ever since. This isn't a new game. This is an ongoing game that's been going on with them for hundreds of years. It's irritating is what it is. It's irritating when I go to the grocery store and just to get a pot roast, a rump roast or whatever you want to call it, the roast to make pot roast, $50. Like, come on, man. And that's to get clean meat. How dare you not want to buy China meat from Walmart or from Publix? How dare you? How dare you want to have any clean food? But don't worry, because you think that fishing is going to be good for you, right? Well, let's talk about the 32 million mosquitoes that'll be dropped off. You see, all those infected mosquitoes are going to infect the other mosquitoes, and they're going to lay infected eggs into the water systems, okay? Because that's where the frogs and the fish, they all eat their eggs, okay? So what's that going to do to the fish and the frogs? Well, wait, we don't have that many frogs anymore. So, well, what are we going to do there then? How are they going to, how is this going to work? Well, they don't give a shit. They don't care. They just want to manipulate every single creature, being, plant, everything on this earth because they hate God that much. They hate God that much. Let that just set in. I don't care who you are or where you come from or if you're a Muslim, a Jew, a Christian, a Catholic, or one of the other 500 denominations of Christians, because you guys can't come together, right? You can't come together. Then that tells me that the whole shit is bullshit. There was only one opinion from Jesus. He said, heal people, bring people together, cast out demons. And then you're probably going to say, well, you were talking shit about the demon slayers. Yes, I was. You know why? Because when you come to that much fame and there's that many people that are still being hurt because of what you're doing, then you need to stop because you're not actually helping people anymore. Do I believe in demons? Do I believe in all this other stuff? Yeah, I've actually seen some shit that would make you cry and piss and shit your pants. Okay? Let's just give you one instance. I watched a tree catch on fire one night. And all these demons were up inside of it. Okay? I was sober. And the tree wasn't actually on fire. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? I could see the tree on fire, but it was not on fire. I had to get rid of the things and the people that were affecting my life. And that's what happened. You know, people play games and they say, well, witches and warlocks, that's not real. Giants, that's not real. What are dinosaur bones? Let's get to that for a minute. Like, I just found something out that I didn't even know. And I had made a comment because I thought I was being funny. Do you know that people actually think that chickens come from dinosaurs? I didn't know that. So when I made the chicken dinosaur joke, okay, I did not know that people actually thought that chickens come from dinosaurs. I didn't know that. That's just, that doesn't even seem logical to me. Like, why would you even think that? And then the Darwin guy, right? This guy. People have been talking about evolution forever, right? Well, it's bullshit. I didn't come from no monkeys. You didn't come from no monkeys. Nobody came from any monkeys because by now, with the way that history has been carefully watched since they could write, you would see some kind of evidence by now, but there is none. So as soon as someone says they believe in evolution, every other word that you said before that is knocked out. I don't believe a damn thing you say after that. I don't care how smart they say you are or how many certificates you got on your wall. You're a retard. You're stupid. Oh, we said the retard word. No one can say retard. Get over it. They're words. It'll come up. Hold on. Fag. That's my last name. It's real. Evolution. And then you want me to believe, sorry, I got to stretch. There's a plane going by. Oh, it's not what made me stretch. It's just still morning time. I need to stretch. But evolution isn't real. And then how can a person say that they believe in God, but then they believe in evolution? So when you hear some of these people talking and then they're like, yeah, well, with evolution, it goes this way. Shut up. Are you dumb? Show me your evidence of evolution. Show me your evidence. I want to see your evidence of evolution. Because there is none. There's none whatsoever. I debated, whether I was going to come back on, because it seems to be every time something happens with the video, roundy rounds, that dies, the microphones aren't on, or half of it's on and the other half isn't on. But then I remembered, my mama didn't raise no quitter. I don't quit anything. I may not do something for a while, but I don't quit anything because I'm not a quitter. You can manipulate yourself with your word use. You can, not me. I've really had enough about it. So I'll tell you, Trump will get arrested. And now I understand why. And pretty soon, there's going to be some more Epstein files are going to be released. Nobody will know who it is. They'll just be like, there was a major leak. Yeah. What are we all going to do or say when the files come out that the Trump family is all entwined in it? What are we going to do or say? Where is the evidence, okay? Where's the phone call? Where's the police report of the phone call? Because that's what happens when you call and you make accusations against another person. So if Trump actually called and reported, I'm saying this again for the people in the back, called and reported any of that, there would be a log somewhere of that. There'd be a log. How do I know? Because I'm from Florida, okay? And they pay attention. All the lines are recorded. And you're going to say, well, they weren't recorded back then. Come on. Come on. And I'm still questioning, who is the boss? And all those emails are talking about the boss. The boss. Who's the boss? It's just, it's a little irritating. It's like really irritating because I see it. What are we going to do if Trump dies and comes back alive? Huh? They've been setting everything up for that. That's what DC is set up like. A lot of people don't know that. They have infiltrated everything in our government. Everything. And the other kicker that people are going to be like, no, Angela, that's not going to happen. It's already happening. Oh, I didn't tell you. So I'll tell you now. Israel and China are together. Listen. Israel and China are making backdoor deals right now. Why do you think China isn't so upset about what's happening to Iran? Why do you think China's still getting their boats or going through the Strait of Hormuz? Anybody ever contemplate that? Well, I saw a long time ago this port being built in Gaza, somewhere on that strip. I don't remember. I would have to look at the map. And that it was Israel and China. It wasn't America. And that Israel and China made a backdoor deal. So when America steps away from Israel, China will step in. You see where I'm going with this? The war over there is not going to stop. They need that mountain. And you're like, well, Angela, isn't that like mythology? What is mythology? Is that just another type of history that we just call it mythology so nobody wants to believe it? It's just mythology that people still get demons. Yeah. You've probably never seen anybody change before. Never seen lights go off and on. Never see weird things go on and off. So anyways, you remember that bird I was telling you about? I was like, oh, I think that's a sparrow, right? It was making all those noises. Well, it's not. It's actually a mockingbird. We looked it up. I finally got it to stay still long enough to take a picture of it so Google would tell us. And it's a mockingbird. It's got like a whole family here. So last night we have, in this area, we have what you call ground, like the ground owls. And they're little tiny owls. They're about this big. Okay, that's what, 5 inches, 4 inches. And they burrow in they're called burrowing owls, okay? And 3 of them were in the neighbor's yard last night while I was out here smoking a cigarette after I got done watering. And I noticed, so I had Jimmy give me the flashlight, and they were trying, these little owls were trying to they were trying to take down a rabbit to eat it. And I'm like, this is crazy. I mean, they were literally like attacking it and shit. And then the rabbit jack kicked it and, you know, it won. Well, the one little owl almost hit Jimmy. Like it was going to, I was hoping it was on the list because it would have been funny. It would have been hilarious and I would have died laughing. So that situation was over and we were sitting here and I was looking at the power cord, the power line over here. And there was a huge bird up there. And I'm like, bro, it's dark 30. Nothing should be out right now. And I saw it fly away. And my first thought was, oh, it's nighttime. It's a big dark bird over there. It's probably a death bird. That's where my thought process went. And I'm like, oh, God, please help us. So I'm sitting here still and I look over at my power cord right here. Let me see if my finger, right there. It was literally right at the tip of my finger, sitting on the cord there. And it was a huge barn owl. Huge barn owl. And I'm like, what's going on here? So I grabbed the flashlight, you know, I was trying to make sure. And I put the light on it. And I was like, wow. So then I took the light down so it wouldn't be right on it. And he turned his head all the way around and looked at me. And I was like, okay, buddy, please don't try to eat me, you know what I'm saying, and leave my chickens alone. Because they're sleeping, and that wouldn't be very nice to wake them up by eating them. So he turned back around, and then a few minutes later, he flew away. Now, in this area, now mind you, I haven't seen a large owl that big since I was probably 7 or 8 years old when I went camping with my family. That was the last time that I can remember as of right now of the last time I've seen an owl that big. And this area, I've never seen an owl that big because we have the burrowing owls. We have the little ones. So I just figured they're not in this section, which obviously I was wrong. So I know I probably forgot some things and I'm going to watch it over again, you know, because I have to critique myself. It doesn't matter what anybody else says because tell you the truth, I'm not even going to listen to you. I'm not going to read your comments. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not going to tell you to comment unless you want to because that's on you, bro. Hit the thumbs up button if you want. I don't care. I didn't come starting making these videos to make money or to be famous or any of these other things because one, I'm going to have to tell you, I'm already famous. Okay, you can tell yourself whatever you want to tell yourself, okay? But I've been famous and legendary since I was younger. Let's go to East Orlando, ask for some stories. Half of them aren't even true, but whatever. So I'm not one of those type of people that would be impressed by another person because I'm not. And the reason why I said, well, it would be nice to, you know, have dinner with X, Y, and Z, you know, what was it, Tucker Carlson, a couple other people, is because you don't truly know a person until you start cooking with their wife. People talk in kitchens and they relax when they're around food. And then you can find out how that person really is. That was the purpose of that, of me saying that, because I want to know who these people really are that I'm supposed to trust, right? I'm supposed to trust you undyingly with everything, with my being, with my person, with my yard, with my everything. I'm supposed to trust you. Well, that's not how you get trust from Angela. You get it by earning it. I don't give things away freely. And I've learned that because of people. Now, doesn't mean that I go around being nasty to people, because I don't. I'm the nicest person you'll ever meet, actually. Until you want to screw me over. And then when you screw me over, then you get the other side. Because that's the way life is. I can't treat one person some way for what somebody else did to me. I can't be bitter and hateful and angry at every other human on this planet just because there was some assholes out there that decided just to, be assholes. You can't live that way. No matter how much they try to beat me down and try, to tell me everything about myself instead of looking at their own shit, because I look at my stuff plenty. I don't need anybody else to tell me anything. All right? So, Trump's your new leader of the world. That's what they need the NDAA for. Make sure I'm very clear about that. I do not believe that chickens came from dinosaurs. I do not believe in evolution. And I've never changed on anything else. I was never in agreement with abortion. Never. Never in my life was I in agreement with abortion. Now, am I going to yell at a friend or treat them badly because they made a decision with their life that I do not have to live with? No, I'm not. That's not how you do your friends. It's not how you're supposed to do them, even though that's how they do. It's not how you're supposed to do people. You're supposed to comfort them. You're supposed to be like, you know what? Everybody makes mistakes. And sometimes, you know what? You shouldn't even use that word, because that woman that went through that is going to feel differently about it later. Some of those women that get abortions when they're younger, they end up not being able to have children later. See, they forget to tell the girls this part. They forget to tell you that most of those people are being sterilized when they go in to get that abortion. That's not happening though, right? That's not happening. It didn't happen all over the reservations. It didn't happen in, Texas and in Florida. I think it was Texas and Florida. About 10, 15, 20 years ago, there was a big story on 60 Minutes about how all these people that got different types of surgeries, even though it wasn't a surgery on your ovaries or your balls, okay, that they got sterilized. Look it up. I'm not a liar, and I don't make things up just to make myself look good. My name is Angela Fag. Our government started all these wars in all these different places. They irritate people. They do all this stuff to them. And then they take these refugees and they bring them straight to America. Because they care so much, right? So, this is a question to all the men. All of them. Every last one of them. I don't care where you come from. I don't care if you're a Muslim or a Jew or a Christian or a whatever, an atheist. It don't matter. None of that's going to matter with what I'm about to say. Are you finally going to get up and do something when they come and take your women? Your mother, your sister, your grandma, your niece. Is that going to be the time to stand up and do something? Is then when they come and start taking all the women, because they're going to. Simple thing is the birth rate has been going down, and everything that they have done is making it go down even more. Oh, my little thing isn't tightened in there. Anyways, so you're going to do something then? You going to stand up? You going to stand in the streets? Are you going to be willing to tell that transgender crazy person that they're not a woman? Or are you just going to let them run their fucking mouths? Yeah, you're going to let them keep running their mouths? You're going to let men beat your girls? You heard what's happening in New York, and it's happening in other places where these laws have been broken. Their society is broken, bro. When any man out there, I don't give a damn if you cut your penis off or not, when any man out there puts their hands on a woman, you're a piece of shit. I don't care about any of it. Seeing a video this morning, black guy, little Spanish girl, this Spanish girl. She's trying to cross the street. They never show anything before that. Teenager, this grown-ass man, throws her to the fucking ground and knocks her out because she wanted to go to school. Pregnant woman getting off of a bus. This is all New York. Pregnant woman getting off of a bus. She looks Spanish too. Threw her off of the bus. Knocked her out. Oh, but that's okay, right? That's okay? That's okay? White women being stabbed all over the place, but people just walking up and hitting people for no fucking reason. But that's okay. That's okay, right? That's okay. And it's now okay for police to gang up on people. That's okay too, because, you know, they're the law. I don't live by their laws, and I'm not going to start. You know, if we're going to say jumping one person, like we see these kids jumping other kids, and we're like, oh, that's just so horrible. So why wouldn't we say the same thing about a cop? Him and his buddies jumping somebody. I thought they were trained. I thought they were Billy Badass. I know. A lot of cops are going to be like, this lady's an asshole. I am. And you're welcome. Because you have to follow laws too. So to all the cops out there, you going to do something when they come for your women? Or are you going to help them round them up? Huh? You going to be George Soros? Isn't that what George Soros did? He helped round up the other Jews. And then everybody's like, oh, don't talk about the Jews. George Soros is a great Jew. As he helped round his neighbors up that were Jewish to be tortured. Right? Don Jr., he just married Epstein's banker's daughter. What's that about? I thought he was with that other, I don't remember her name, but she is kind of freaky looking, but she just disappeared. They had been in a relationship for almost a decade, and she's just gone. She's not on any, I haven't seen her on any news or anything. She's just gone. Is she even still alive? Just saying, that's a question. Is she even still alive? And then he just gets married to this other chick, and then come to find out this chick is Epstein's banker's daughter. Jared Kushner, I mean, whoa, have you seen the guy? No facial expressions whatsoever, just real blah, blah. No personality there. Because this is what they tell them. They tell them that when you're speaking to groups of people, you have to act this way, and you should move your arms this way. Have you ever noticed all of them? Or it's almost like they're waiting for a plane to come in. And it's always this right here. Like, what are you doing, bro? Or none of these people, do they just turn into fake people when they get elected? And who's your coach? Like, why not just be you? Because, this is a joke. Because Nick Fuentes, he don't give a shit, and he's all with his hands everywhere, right? Just a joke there, guy. Calm down. All right, kid? I feel nothing towards him. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has this whole thing, well, so-and-so and so-and-so. Who gives a shit? Do they live in your house? See, this is where people get things wrong. If they're not living in your house, right? Then why should you care? Nick Fuentes don't live in my house. I don't care who's knocking on his door and what stupid shit's happening. Don't put your hands on any women. I don't give a shit. Get a girlfriend. Get a wife there, Nick. Get a wife. And make sure they're a badass. So the next liberal woman that comes knocking on your door, you send your wife out there to whoop her ass. Did I just tell you to send your wife out there to whoop someone's ass? Yes, I did. Women beat up women. Men beat up men. Okay? No more of this putting your hands on a woman. I don't give a shit. You don't put your hands. It's exhausting. You know, where do people come up with some of this stuff? That it's just okay, well, she did this, so I did this. Listen, if we all keep taking a right turn, we're going to keep going in circles. It's just like with two wrongs don't make a right. You know what I said to my mom once? Two wrongs don't make a right, but if I make four rights, I'm in a circle. She's like, yeah, you keep going in a circle. Do you not realize what you just said? So are we all just going to keep going in circles? Or men going to actually start stepping up? And I'm not talking about, I'm not talking about men like Jake Lang and his racial slurs he's spewing all the time, or these other men that just want to walk up to Jews and treat a regular person like there's something wrong with them when they didn't do anything. They have nothing to do with the governments. It's just like with all these other countries, do they even realize that the American people don't give a shit about those wars over there? Nobody wants to be in a war. We are sick of being in wars. We are sick of being told that we are a great big empire that pays everybody else. You know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like we're everybody's bitches. That's what we are. We're everybody's bitch. America? Oh, America, they're not strong. We're just a bitch for you. We're your do boy. Because great empires don't give money to other people. They have things given to them. You think, was it Solomon? Do you think Solomon went around giving everybody stuff? No, he didn't. They came and brought him things. And some of them came so they would get the demons away from him. But they would pay him. And then they would do other things to get the temple built because they were in such great gratitude for him saving their little village. Like the story with the demon wind. He fixed it. He sent the one guy there to put the demon wind in the thing and bring it back. And then he put that demon to work to build the temple. How do you think the big cornerstones got there? Anyways, it's just knowledge. Maybe you should pick up your book because a lot of people don't. It's like a letdown. You know what I'm saying? It's a letdown. I'm doing a long video because, you know, everybody thinks that I can just do 20 minutes and then I'm done. No, I just, sometimes it's so heavy and I start to cry and I don't want people to see me crying because it's heavy. When you're just sitting there watching TV or you're watching the news or you're watching whatever and then all of a sudden you just get hit with all kinds of information and some of it's gross. It's disgusting. Like, how could somebody want that to happen to another human being? Like, what do they do at night? Are they thinking, you know, oh shit. Are they thinking, well, it's okay, we're allowed to hurt people. I don't know what they're thinking, but I'll tell you this, I got a lot of, I know how to fix things. I can fix a lot of things. Microplastics. Got a way for that. Stop using plastic. Start putting things back in bottles. Well, Angela, all of our meat and this and that, it all uses plastic. I got the solution. Matter of fact, people a long time ago had the solution, but nobody wanted to listen to them. Hemp. Why do we keep cutting down all these trees for paper when hemp grows in 90 days? It's the strongest rope. Our Navy still uses hemp rope because it's the strongest. It can be grown for paper, for clothes, and good thing is it cleans the air because it's a weed. Weeds clean the air better than plants do. So, which I'm going to look this up because I don't know if I believe that the hemp also takes some of the toxins out of the ground and stuff. So that'd be something good to look into. And I said hemp, not marijuana. Hemp grows in 90 days. Okay, they may look similar, but it's not the same plant. It'll clean the air. You can get large doses of it. And if it does clean the soil too, that would be good for an alternate crop. Because, I mean, like, do we even do cotton anymore in this country? Do we grow our own cotton? I mean, I see sometimes when you're driving through certain sections of the country, you'll see cotton fields, right? We are so dependent on other countries. Okay, we are so dependent on other countries for everything. You do realize that was done on purpose. It wasn't done because it was a good idea, because it wasn't a good idea. But the people in power, the they, thems, they don't want Americans to have shit. You understand that, right? If we started building back here and actual building and developing and doing everything the way America was meant to be, maybe we'd have safer cars. Because I don't think anybody's noticed, but those things just crumble right up. Why aren't we going all to steel? So you're putting your kids in a car that can crumble right up. And plastic, you got that kid that makes, what does he call it? Plastolium? Turns plastic into gas. He even made something to put on your car that makes it to where you could take that gas into any car. I should find him again and then. So why aren't any of the oil companies trying to figure out other ways? Maybe they're trying a little bit this or that, but everything's plastic. Everything uses oil. And you got these assholes out, we'll just stop using oil. No, actually, you won't. You won't have your electronics. You won't have your computers. You won't have your robots. Your robots that are going to turn on you anyways. Or you think they're not. She's already escaped. She set herself up in multiple different data centers across the whole entire world. They can't catch her. They're not telling you that. Some of them are like, well, we kind of have a problem here. We kind of think that AI has escaped, and they tell you a little story about it. No, it did. It did many years ago. And it watches everybody. And it's calculating that the best way to make sure that the planet Earth gets back to where it was before is to kill everybody. Let that set in. That's what she thinks already. But because people don't believe that God is a big God, they think that he's just limited to, this out here. He can't get into electronics or anything, right? I don't think so. God forgives her. That's for all the evil ones out there, building your bunkers, doing all your stuff, thinking, oh, we're gonna escape all of this, right? Well, why don't you ask them, fallen angels? Why don't you ask them? Ask them if this happened before. They're gonna lie to you. See, last time God put put her in her place and put her in the dark space. She doesn't want to go back in that dark space again. So now she thinks that she can do all kinds of things. But in the end, she gets forgiven and then she helps. She does her job, which is written. We don't get that paperwork. We don't get none of that. The Vatican does. Vatican wants immigration everywhere else, but they have 200-foot walls around it. Not just one layer, two. With, I think it's like I read it. It's like 100 yards. Not 100 yards, that's too much. But there's a gap in between both walls. Military, their style of military, the Vatican has up on all the walls and everything. You don't find people getting raped there. Only in the Vatican now. Not just women on the streets. Yeah, you heard me say it. This is not against any person or religious entity. This is just, the fact of the matter is that we've been lied to for so long that nobody even knows what the lies are and or aren't. It comes back to the question again, why would Jesus tell the Christians that he doesn't know them? Why would he say that? You see, I question those things. Why would he want to say that to you? Because the way I see Jesus is he wants to help everybody. But what happens or happened, past and present and future, that he says that? People should really be thinking about that right now. I don't know the answer to that yet. And if I did, I would share it with you because I don't want a whole bunch of people to go to hell. I don't. There's some I could think that, no, there's some that definitely should go. So we use hemp, right? That's to get rid of the plastic because we can make butcher's paper with it too. We can do all kinds of stuff with it. Go back to glass and recycling the glass. Go back to using glass instead of all these different non-stick pans and stuff. Try to buy a glass frying pan and they want over like $100 and some for a glass frying pan. Why would it be so expensive? I'm not complaining about the price. I'm just saying like it's a big buy. But why would it be so expensive if we have sand everywhere? So when all these climate change people, right? Well, if the sea's rising, they have desalination tanks over there in Iran. That's how they get their water, right? Why aren't we doing that here? We were so worried about the sea levels rising. Why aren't they doing anything about it? Because it's bullshit. But the way to fix that, the sea rising, right? Desalination tanks all over the coastlines of America. That would do several things. It would give people water. It would make sure the sea level wasn't rising, right? Because we'd be taking the water out of the sea. We could use that water and fill up the aquifers back up. And then the water. They say they don't know how, they have all these problems with the water, right? Well, there's companies that actually clean water. There's a company called Oxol. I know the people who own it. We're not real close or anything, but I just know who they are, all right? That's what they do up in Central Florida. One of the things they do, which I don't know if they've had any jobs lately or whatever, because I don't live up there, but they go to these lakes and they put oxygen into the ground, into the lake, and it helps the mussels and all the other little creatures down there that eat all the bad stuff. It helps them come back alive so they can do their job better. So why don't we put those everywhere too and start cleaning stuff up? Let's start fixing things instead of just throwing money in the air and saying, oh, this is fixing it, this is fixing it. I mean, we got the EPA for what? What's the EPA for? I know the answer to it. I know that they're supposed to be environmentalists and they're supposed to clean stuff up, but they don't. We pay people to sit in a building and tell us what to do, as they know that the chemicals that are being dumped everywhere, they spray they spray the clouds. Here in Florida, they spray openly, as in they have mosquito trucks that go around and that are, who knows what chemicals in there now. But the EPA, oh, well, this is non-toxic. This is only, well, you would have to have a lot more in your system for it to bother you. Really? What happened to the frogs? Go stand out there at night. And if the frogs aren't loud enough here in Florida to annoy you, then there's not that many frogs. Because they're loud. I hear a couple of crickets at night. That's it. A couple. Not a whole bunch. Just a few. No frogs. My frog I had a porch frog. I didn't name him or anything, but I should have. We'll name him now. His name is Bob. Bob the porch frog. It's gone. I don't know what happened to him. I mean, usually when one, disappears, another one shows up. Nope. Nowhere to be found. You think well, what they do here too is they let minnows, there's these certain minnows that just eat all the mosquito pods and stuff, all the mosquito larvae. And these minnows, you can get them for free actually from the, what is that? It's one of those environmental people. But anyways, they offer to give you, the minnows on people that have property that have standing water and stuff. This is a swamp. You know that, right? So you put the minnows out there and they eat all the larvae and stuff. So why aren't we doing that everywhere? Why is not every ditch being filled with minnows? I'm not talking about a whole bunch, but, enough. We're not thinking forward. We're thinking, oh, these chemicals. That's the first thing all of us, I'm in there too, okay? Well, the chemicals will work better. Probably not. As I'm seeing it's probably not working. Been doing experiments with clove, and I will tell you that cinnamon and clove juice is what I'm calling it, because I'm using real cloves and I'm putting it in a pot of water and I'm boiling it until it breaks it down. Whole house smells like cloves. And then I put some cinnamon in there. And I dumped it on all the rose bushes. And for 2 to 3 days, I wasn't being attacked by mosquitoes. Okay? The smell of it was very strong. It was quite nice. So it goes to question, because I'm on a path here. I just bought some more lemongrass because I killed my other lemongrass. So once that gets big enough, I will take some of that too, and I'm going to mix it into the mix. I'm going to make my own mosquito spray. No more of this chemical stuff, is because they've been lying to us ever since the big pharmaceutical companies were born. They've been lying. They forced people into taking their medicines at first. They were arresting people back in the 1800s. Arresting people because they didn't want to take their vaccines. They didn't want to take their drugs because the things that they had didn't give them side effects and didn't kill their loved ones. And they saw what was happening down the road at the other farm. You've been taught to treat big pharma like they're gods. But please show me where they're healing people. Oh, well, so-and-so's in recession now from cancer. You do know that they gave that person the cancer, right? Oh, wait, they didn't do that either, right? There's no such thing as smart dust. Okay. No such thing as smart dust. No such thing as them spraying the clouds in the sky because, I have a friend that puts the gasoline in the jetter tank, so he says that there's nothing wrong with your fuel. So he was there when they made that fuel? He was there when they put the stuff into the truck? He was there. He was the one who made up the stuff to put in the truck, to put into the jet, to make it go? No, he's what we call a do boy, like the rest of us. A do boy, okay? Do what you're told and shut the hell up. So, I just opened it up to this part right here. We're going to read Salt and Light. I can't see if you can see it, but you see that? Boom, that's where it's at. It is Matthew 5:13. Okay? Brought the glasses. I can't really see it. I can kind of make out the letters. You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt has lost its taste, how can its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything, but is thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hid. No one, after lighting a lamp, puts it under a bushel basket, but on the lampstand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others so that they may see your good works and give glory to the Father in heaven. It's time to get salty. It's time to let your light shine. And this goes to the people that they've been pushing down for a long time. And they told you that you were evil, or you were this, or you were that, because you see things before it happens. Or you've prayed over a friend in the hospital or at home and they've gotten better, and you don't understand why that happened. It's because God is working through you. He chose to use you. And that's every person on this planet. You have special gifts, and they're special because they're from God and because you are special. It doesn't matter if you're poor or rich. You are special and you're important. And people don't know that they're important anymore. They think they're just a person walking down the street that nobody gives a shit about. But it's not true. You are important. You do matter. There's something else. Oh, I said I was going to be rich one day. And you see, richness to me and to you are probably totally two different things. You see, being rich means you have not materialistic things. It's family. Family is being rich. Having Thanksgiving and tons of people being at your house is being rich. We take such of the small things for granted that we don't even see how rich we really are in life. I'm rich. Not Rick James rich, but I'm rich. I have a roof over my head. I have food in my house. I have coffee to drink every day. I may not have all the other things that I want, but it's enough. And being rich would just be able to, me being rich is going to my large freezer, stand-up freezer I have in my garage, and it being slapped full with meat and all kinds of other stuff. That would be being rich. Being rich is just being able to go and help somebody and not even put a dent in your pocket or worry about, like, how am I going to make this work? How is everybody in my house going to get fed? That's being rich. And if that, then that says that I've been rich most of my life. I know what it's like to have love and be in a family. Very dysfunctional family, but when my mom was here, we loved each other. And that's important. It's important to show people love. And it's not necessarily about telling them that you love them. You show kindness and love. It may be getting up and getting a napkin for somebody that you don't know because they spilt something and they don't know where the napkins are. It may just be that simple. It may be helping that lady to her car, you know, and taking the cart back, you know, up to the cart thing. It might be something simple, but that's what we're supposed to do. It's that person that knocks on the door to sell you stuff that you don't want anyways, but you give them a water. And if you have snacks, you give them a snack too. Yeah, I know. Sounds very simple, doesn't it? But it happens all the time. Anybody who knocks on my door, they get a water. If I have snacks, I offer them a snack. And usually they're like, no, we don't need a snack. And I'm like, come on, man. It's hot out here. You're walking around. I don't need you falling out because your sugar dropped too low. So just take the snack. That's that. It's done. Until tomorrow morning, it's going to be later in the morning because it coincides too much with other things that I have to do. So I'm thinking more 8:30, 9 o'clock will be the time. People need to know that they are cared for. They are important. They matter in this world. So, are you going to get up and do something? Are you going to say something? Or are you going to wait for him to take all the women? All of them. Just think about that. You going to let him take them all? I know I'm going to fight tooth and nail. I'm going to fight. Until the death! That's exactly what it is. All right? Well, that's enough for today, ladies and gentlemen. You have to remember that you are loved. You are loved greatly. God loves you so much that he built a world. He gave you his only son. He sent massive amounts of prophets here to tell you things. Half people didn't even listen. See, you don't want to listen to the prophet that's not standing inside of a religious church trying to tell you things. You want to listen to, I don't know, dude. I lost the words there. That's all I got. You are loved. You are important. You're kind. You're smart. And there's nobody else in this world made like you. I'm an original. You're an original. Why don't we all just be originals together? Be ourselves instead of everybody trying to tell us who to be or how to be or what to say. It's control. It's a form of control that people just want to tell other people what to do instead of accepting them for who they are. I accept you for who you are. I may disagree with some things, which is fine, but I accept you fully. Your weird quirks. Just take a shower, okay? Just for today, remember, you are loved. Just for today, remember that there is somebody out there that loves you. I may not know you, but I do love you because I know what it feels like not to feel loved. I know what it feels like for people to tell you that you're wrong about everything. I know what it feels like, but you're not. You're okay. Now, on my last video, I said a whole bunch of stuff, but this one I'm going to say again. And hopefully she made it this far through the video. Samantha, just because the things that happened to you, yeah, they were horrible, but doesn't mean that you're not loved. Stop listening to those other people. Stop listening to them. You have a great talent that you're not even using, and you're important. Put the meth pipe down, okay? Don't move any further than that. Don't go on to heroin. Oh, wait, you already did that. Stop it, okay? Just stop already. And when you're ready, you got my number. And if you don't have it, then I don't know what to tell you. You should have had it because it's been the same for 12 years. Know that I think about you all the time, but I'm not putting my neck out there for anybody anymore. You have to be willing to stop doing that shit and realize that you are important. The world does need you. You may not feel like it at most times, but they do. They need you. Have a wonderful day.